What the hell is that? I don't know, maybe it's just the universe's way of letting you know that my YouTube channel's back up. Here's my channel trailer.
I'll give you a 9.
Our pal Casey Armstrong.
Oh, wow. Everybody, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Casey Armstrong.
Stevens, that would be a
Yeah.
For my buddy, Casey Armstrong. Okay. Okay.
Muttering Jay and Bon Jovial. Thank you for the pre-promotion. Now back to RadioGunk. Thank you.
Yeah, that was an intro right there.
WNBC golf clap. WNBC golf clap.
We got him back.
Absolutely.
Casey.
Hey, Bon Jovi, did
He's back.
you summon some Tool there? I sense a little Tool.
That's original music of mine, actually.
Sober.
I love Tool.
Yeah, I could smell it.
It's so ambitious.
Learn to
You
swim.
used Artie's direct TV show on that. Some of that montage. I love Steve Grillo and his. Steve Grillo had Danny Manning arms. You remember Danny Manning is the only black guy with no definition in his arms. His grandmother arms.
She ate some Costco hot dogs.
She has
Oh
some
my
Tuesdays
God! I
off.
wish.
But that's a good thing, though. It took maybe a week to get him back on YouTube. So that's a happy ending.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
pretty. That's
That was
efficient.
sick, bro.
That's a
And
lot of
that's,
clout you have. 2 weeks is pretty quick.
1 week. 1 week.
1 week.
1 week.
And
Oh.
not two.
Last-
Yeah, well, why
last
you adding
week,
a week
the
there?
last
Thank
time I
you.
looked, it's
Come
quicker.
on.
Thank you, John.
Right.
I love you battling stuttering John's lawyers too for a week, which has got my 10 channels taken down. I'm
It
on
was
my
hard.
10th channel, by the way. 10th channel.
Oh,
Wow.
my
Double
God.
figures.
Yeah,
Yep.
10's the charm.
10 is a charm.
It was difficult because if you remember, Stuttering John is my lawyer. So there's that, too.
What?
There's conflict of interest, I think. Maybe.
My
Fine,
lawyer
you
is a
just
gentleman
need-
named Matt
thank you
Murdoch.
for
I don't know if
clicking
you
in.
know him. Works at a Hell's Kitchen.
So that man is back.
Little George Costanza. Very nice.
And no,
Alright.
Monique. She's busy tonight, but she may be
Yes.
on. She might appear later. I think,
No,
near
she
the end,
sent
maybe.
another email and went, nope. She's taking some Tuesdays off.
Some Tuesdays. Very nice.
Some
Good
Tuesdays
call
off.
back.
Oh, my Lionel Huts over
She's,
here.
she's saving her
Why
energy
not?
for the Kiss show
I
tomorrow.
watched Madlock last night. You know, the sound was on, but I got the gist of it.
the Kiss
Matlock?
show.
What? Oh, the trial.
Huts.
Okay. All right. So, do we actually want to start with this?
Yeah,
garbage?
well, go ahead. Launch
Yeah.
right into
All
it.
right. So today was bad. I mean, that's the thing. So we had it was gross overview. Today was beating up on his parents,
Wow, that's
um,
original.
fear of
How does
the
he think of that?
world, and then bringing in a quack who killed the one of the greatest computer minds we know. So yeah, that was today's show. Yeah, that's literally what it was. It was, and he got off early, which now leads me to believe that he is doing the kiss during the middle of the day today.
I
Plus
agree with
Baba
that.
Booey,
I agree
Baba
with that.
Baba Booey
Booey.
standing with them in makeup, going whatever. That's now. So yeah, this was truly just like a filler show. with just
This
him
isn't
just
Groundhog
killing
Day.
time.
This
It
is
really is.
indeed February 28th, 2023. What Dennis just rattled off is indeed the 10,000th show that you could predict what he's happened. And what I love to do is not listen to the show and predict what he's going to say. You don't need. I used to write movie reviews when I didn't watch the movie because it was like something like Fast and the Furious. It's so bad that you can review it without watching it. This is the current Stern show.
Yeah, and honestly, it just started off with no energy and just continued down this path of just mediocrity. And I mean, I hope we have the clip of him ending the show because it was absolutely the most unprofessional thing you could ever do.
Yes, it's a sausage fest, guys.
He
in
is
the chat.
literally doing victory formation like 5 minutes into the show. He's taking a knee.
He's like the
Yeah,
seven-
sword
but
fights,
unfortunately, he's like the 77 Giants, and he's fumbling the snap.
Hey, you
Was
guys
it
want to have a sword
78?
fight? We got 4 guys. Sausage party. We'll have a sword
no.
fight.
I'm not 112% heterosexual like
Thanks,
someone.
Ida.
I'll use
Hey,
my
Ida, thank you.
I'll use my
No,
Excalibur.
his ability to just not give 2 fucks is really actually like almost Hall of Fame worthy at this point.
Yes.
You heard the clips he played during cleaning out the computer. He doesn't have to give 2 fucks, as we found out since 2000 and since he started the show. He doesn't have. He's not contractually obligated to give 2 fucks, especially
No,
when he
yeah.
lost the lawsuit.
Well, it's funny
Sure.
because the dip was after the lawsuit was settled, like when it was dismissed with was it with prejudice?
With
Whatever
prejudice.
fuck
With
it was.
prejudice.
Means,
Yeah,
prejudice
with
means
prejudice, and
you're
after that,
done.
he literally the second he could leave, he did.
Yeah.
He's only going to give you the barest minimum that contract allows. I think every day he looks for the and that's why he can do it from home. It's always been in there. You're never going to get more. We say that all the time.
No.
He's only going to take away. Howard 101 will be stripped down to
Absolutely.
its bare bones minimum.
How much more can you take out of Howard 101 at this point?
I think it would have been so phenomenal if he lost the battle for the tapes. What he would have to do to program those channels.
You got to remember that in the end, they didn't care. CBS didn't care. Viacom didn't care about the tapes at all. But what they did care about is when Sirius had to pay them money for it, and then they were like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah.
'Cause that was the only reason it happened. And now it doesn't matter that he doesn't have the tapes anyway because we don't hear them. You don't.
You're not going to hear what you
any-
want to
Even
hear.
if he
No,
had
not
him,
not what's
he
good.
wouldn't play him. He
No,
doesn't want to
he has
remind
him and
when-
doesn't play anything. You can go the 2 weeks coming up when he's on vacation. There will literally be the best of 2022. That's what's going to come on for those 2 full weeks. It will be the best of 2022.
Plus, you have the guy controlling it who doesn't listen to the show, Rasan, who I think dislikes the show immensely.
Oh, he hates the
Why would
show.
a black dude in his late 30s like this show? What
hates the
honestly
show.
is in it for him? Zero.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Rashawn he's just one of these people that fell backwards into a job where there's no heavy lifting. He really can't get fired. because
Grandfathered
there's-
in, Dennis,
yeah.
from the Pharrell show. So
He
it gives
can't
them
do
like
anything.
affirmative action Jackson by putting.
And
Oh, we
his
have one
big
black
thing-
guy in 45 years.
I mean, the thing is, his big thing is that he wrote for Runner's World for a while, didn't
Yeah,
he?
Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
that was his
colleagues
big
with
thing.
Benjamin, Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that makes you qualified to be, the head researcher for the Stern Show.
It's better than Benji.
What are the odds? Are the odds that he's gonna send this piece of shit interview tomorrow to HBO Max? I love
Oh,
Zero.
my God.
They're not gonna. No.
Oh no! I'm not saying that they would even look at it. I'm just saying I guarantee you there'll be a hustle to try to.
Oh, he's that deluded, Extra. He thinks that would fly
Absolutely.
on HBO Max.
But
Absolutely.
100%.
I think
100%.
though, I was mentioned in the comments that Kiss is getting a channel. That's 100%.
That has to. They
it's a
have to.
Yeah,
good,
I mean,
good
I'm
theory.
kind of shocked that they don't at this point, considering who they've given one to in the past.
Well, considering it's Gene Simmons and he always looking for, we're gonna have a Kiss channel.
I
We're
think
gonna go in there,
Dokken
give
just got a
discounts, do
channel,
the Kiss
Dennis.
casket. What?
Dokken just got a
Dokken.
channel. And Tesla.
Dokken got a channel.
wait.
Nice.
Are you serious, bro?
No,
doubt it.
I see. You almost believe me. Like you almost
Dude.
believe me. I know.
Let's play that Dream Warrior song one more time.
Dream warriors don't want
It's
to
just
dream no
one
more.
song. It's one song on a loop.
Exactly.
Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight.
Oh my God, please.
All right, let's ask
All
Dennis
right,
a
let's
question.
start on.
I got something for you, Dennis. Now, last week we had the most atrocious comment. Well, what am I trying to say? Not the most atrocious. One of the most ridiculous, atrocious comments that Robin's ever made. So let's hear about her ashes, which a lot of people commented that, wow, I can't believe she said that. So this is what she said.
Just heard something that I'm going to do with my ashes. Put them on a spaceship.
Now, that is pretty brutal. And
Okay. That's
Let's-
stupid, but okay.
now, for people who don't know, we're going to see what Dennis does on the forum here. So this is what he does for a mockery thread. And what I want everyone to focus on is this part here in his signature, where he has two things listed here that Robin has said, which are incredibly stupid. And John, would you
Good
like to
noteworthy.
read them in maybe Feeny voice for us?
The top of the one that's highlighted, or the top of it?
The
both
highlighted,
of them,
the YOLO.
All of them?
today.
All of them?
YOLO and
Just
the
the
one
two of them. Just the two, those two.
Morning. After yesterday's debacle of a show where Grey Gardens radio just rambled like mock on, YOLO means I honor you, from Robin Ophelia Quivers, March 9th, 2015. Today is the anniversary of when the U.S. bombed Pearl Harbor. Robin Ophelia Quivers, December 7th, 2017.
Beautiful. Now, Dennis, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Would you consider adding that quote
Nah.
to your
It's
signature?
not as insane. All right.
Nice pitch.
This
nice
this
pitch.
woman literally said that the U.S. bombed Pearl Harbor. I mean, and that
Wait, they
YOLO
didn't?
means I honor you. That doesn't.
Hey, Azores, I don't know if you mean it this way, but I think he's implying Howard's just like Kiss. He wears wigs, he wears makeup, and lift shoes. What is the difference between Howard and Kiss? Howard's real everyday get up and Kiss. Zero.
Kiss has hit songs. Howard
Yeah.
doesn't. There's the difference right there. Oh, and they
Now-
have merchandise that actually sells.
They're both hucksters, right? They're both salesmen.
While you ponder this, Dennis, I'm
already done pondering. Let's move on.
Let's ask the community. So, anyone in the YouTube live chat, a voting poll just came up. Should Dennis add this
Steve
new
Z.
Robin quote to his signature? If you're in there, click yes or no. We're going to
We
give
all
it
know
30
that
seconds.
the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
Here we go. We've got
And Kith and
results coming
Both
through.
sides.
We're getting a lot of yeses. We haven't got any no's yet.
Both Jews,
73% are saying yes.
Right.
69. We'll give it about... Holy cow. We'll give it about 20 more seconds. And then we'll end it.
Hey, Judy Tenuta, does Kiss have a song called Beth? I don't know their
Yes, they
playlist.
do.
They do.
That's
That's crazy.
one of the worst
That's
songs.
Crazy,
one of the
Judy.
worst songs they have.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's their ballad. It's their love ballad.
I got great audio for tomorrow of how Howard and Gary both calling them a joke band and they're ridiculous and stuff.
Do you
Let's
have
see
like
if
the
he-
times when Gene came in and like would
Oh yeah.
argue
With
with Howard?
Dennis,
about
what
the
year
makeup.
is that exactly? He's been in a lot.
Yeah, but the last time he was on, it was like 2000. It was like within the
find
last 10 years,
I'll find it.
and he was in there with his girlfriend, and Howard called his wife, and Gene like no, and it was just really
Shannon Tweed.
bad. It was Shannon Tweed, yeah.
Okay.
But he called her. This is I think they finally did get married, but
I will check.
but-
I will go
but-
for that. I will
but-
look for it.
But Gene was just so like just basically ignoring everything Howard and just steamrolling with his plugola for whatever the hell he was trying to sell.
Kylo, Sal harassed. I think it's Paul Stanley. It wasn't Gene Simmons.
Yes, it was
Was-
Paul Stanley.
It wasn't Ace
He-
Frehley, right? It was
Wait,
Paul Stanley. I'm pretty sure it was Paul Stanley.
It was
It's either
Paul Stanley,
Ace
yeah,
or
yeah.
It wasn't Simmons. It definitely wasn't Simmons.
oh God, Gene Simmons probably would have punched him.
I think he would have too. I think he would have.
Quite honestly.
So
All
we got
right.
the results from...
Can we just do the first? Can we just do the
we
first
got-
clip, please?
We got 43 votes. 69% said yes, and 30% said no. So it's up to you. That's what your fans
I already said
are
I won't do
asking
it because
for.
it's not as stupid as YOLO. YOLO is my baseline because
Oh, it was Ace. Thank you guys, Coach 1C137. It is Ace Frehley. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Fresh Start Painting. They got it in there. Good job, chat. Thank you, Mike C. Josh
forgot it.
Foster.
Hey,
Thanks
guys,
for making that a pleasant bit, Dennis. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Dennis,
I
we dig
try.
you. You're our
Not that I'm on a
guy.
time scrunch or anything. I want to get
So
done
I just
tonight.
looked up how much it costs to send something into space.
Thank you,
It-
Cindy.
It costs $10,000 per pound, and the human body after cremation is about 4 to 8 pounds. So, does Robin know that basically they're sending her ear up into space?
Oh my
There's no
God.
way in hell. There's no way in hell they're sending that whole carcass of hers
Her
up
ego.
there. That would be like
Oh, they couldn't fit her ego into a spaceship.
Yeah, her ego.
Oh.
she's looking about 60 to
Look,
80
man.
grand to send her entire.
Looky
burnt
here.
carcass up
We're
into
not
space.
going to use those spaceships to take in no ashes.
There's no way. They're just lying to her. Yeah, we'll send you up there, and they just fucking a toenail
Truly
gets
a
sent up to space.
scream.
What,
There you
what do
go.
you think, Xavier? Do you think she meant like an SLS type rocket that goes on a mission?
No, I think she meant a real
she
spaceship.
wants-
I mean,
she
listen,
wants it to
it's-
go to
it's,
Mars and then be dumped, or does she
well,
want a Voyager 1 type thing where
regardless
it's a
of the
space
manner
probe?
that it. Cool. The manner doesn't matter what vehicle you use to send something into space. You're still going to spend a shit ton of money on rocket fuel. You know, you're not going to. What are you going to do? So get someone with a fucking slingshot to launch her into the fucking
you'll get
space?
that gravity
it's-
assist
the cost
later.
is still
Yeah.
the same.
Oh,
you
to
know?
get it off the ground, you're correct.
No, I,
Yeah,
I
no,
honestly
absolutely.
think that Blobbin really did mean like spaceship, like aliens taking her.
Oh,
on-
she's
Ah.
frozen.
And Riley
in-
Martin's
yeah.
the kook.
Yeah, Riley
Riley,
Listen to me,
right?
motherfucker. There's
Yeah,
only so
exactly.
many
That's what I
tough
really think it
monkeys.
is. But Beovians.
It'll be obvious, yeah.
Robin said she missed the plane to Mars. She's out
She missed
back
the spaceship.
counting stars.
Do you guys think she's that stupid?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, yes. Yes.
Stupidest
There's no
newswoman in
way
America.
they're sending Oliver into space. None. None.
Elon
Okay.
Musk. Right?
Bezos Musk, exactly. How,
So
how
shall
pissed is
we?
Robin that she hasn't gone up with Jeff Bezos yet?
Oh, right.
she's
You know
jealous.
that bitch is waiting for the fucking the DM.
She's friends with George Lucas.
She,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sure, she's
thought she
really
was-
friends.
I
They didn't-
swear to God.
Are you referring to the time she
When
was
she did the-
racing out in the
Yeah.
desert when Mr.
Apparently,
X was caught?
they keep a correspondence going.
Keep in
last
mind,
I
John,
heard.
that was when they caught Mr. X at the hotel doing naughty things with Robin. So keep that in mind.
You remember that Colin Quinn joke? He talked about Mr. X and Robin. He goes, "Robin's dating Mr. X, who has a job with the government." Oh, really? Is that what the brothers are calling it now? I call it married with 2 kids.
okay.
All right.
Clips. Are we keen?
Yes. Let's
Clips it
let's
is.
please start with the clips. Let's please start with this
Now.
beginning of this shit show.
So he talks about his mother's situation where a pipe burst at the home, and this is a long one, so we'll have to pause.
Let's
this
break
a
it
few
up, yeah,
times.
because this is
Yeah, this
there's
is
a lot of
weird, though.
lies. lot of
He's very happy that his sister
Casey and
took
Hom.
took control, which is classic Howard. It's so difficult for him to get involved in a pipe bursting. All right, here we go.
My mom's neighbor's pipe burst, and this, which of course, water got in her apartment. It wasn't so horrible. I mean, some of the people, their apartments got flooded, and it was really bad. She got water in the hallway, so it's damaged, and they immediately moved her out to a nicer, real nice apartment on a different floor. I'm suffering very much.
Would it help if you said, there's some people who, their apartments won't be ready for a month?
Oh, no. She doesn't care about that. I tried that. I said, Mom, other people, they had to move them out of the building. They had nowhere to go. They're treating you like a queen. They put you in the model apartment. Oh, it's horrible. She was talking about my father, and I was talking about this and that. He never said he loved me.
Oh my God.
Like that kind of.
Now,
Okay.
what?
So
yeah, handle
So-
this, Dennis. Handle
all right,
this.
so we'll start at the beginning of this where he basically he's using Ray as a projection of his feelings for being pissed off that he's footing any of this bill. The other part of this though is the whole that Ray did not love her. I don't know where the hell he's getting this from. I don't know why he's bringing this shit out now.
Hey, Dennis,
Jesus. What?
Is this the first time a Stern broad got wet without money being involved?
Yeah. That's why he needs a brother. He needs somebody to keep him honest. He needs some angry brother keeping him honest, sussing him out.
So the funny part is, Monique actually sent me how far it is from Ellen's house to the nursing home. It is a 22-minute drive.
Ellen lives in Belmore, right, Dennis?
Yeah.
North Belmore, right?
Ellen, yeah, because she stayed in the library.
Yeah, after he goes, his sister just renewed her library card.
Exactly. So she honestly is doing all the heavy lifting. She is probably there several times, if not every day during the week.
And doesn't complain for a second.
Nope.
And it's not all about money with her. And she's keeping her synapses firing by talking to Uber. Hey, Casey, I know you're in the chat. Have you ever noticed with Howard, every time there's a disaster in the house in some capacity, in some domicile or dwelling, it's always a fucking pipe burst? It's how many times is this motherfucker, and he has the richest of the rich, brand new plumbing that nobody, only Howard has pipes burst every 2 weeks, and it's any scenario to get out of it. The fucking lie is I've had a pipe from Beth's fucking apartment in Upper West Side to the new Millennium Towers. It's always a pipe bursting.
Yeah.
It's funny because Casey just had a pipe burst in his studio recently. So I don't know if he should answer that question.
That's so poor Jefferson. Casey actually listened to the whole Hum album from song to song. Isn't that crazy? He's the only
I have that Hum album.
You have the whole album?
I bought it at a used CD store in like 1993. I didn't even know. It's hard listen. But let's
continue with this trash
because he gets onto Ellen.
She always wants my sympathy. I go, and then she always says, "With all the money you're paying here."
You should be able to stop a flood.
Yeah, I mean, and I go, Mom, and by the way, that just debilitates me because I am paying a lot of money where I mean, I pay a fortune. I can't even, I'm embarrassed to tell you what I pay. You'd be like, you got to be kidding. When I hear that, I'm
still hardly happy. She's never said,
oh, no.
I'm having
Here's
a
what
great day.
No. But you know what? I didn't get to hear the crying and bitching because my sister stepped in, which was great.
Yeah.
Then I got to talk to my sister.
You ought to find out when your sister is coming and just call then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know how much that facility would get sued if they had plumbing problems for old people? How they could die on the drop of a dime if they don't have perfect everything? Do you know how quickly they'd get sued? And who's more litigious than Howard?
Not only about suing, but the state would come down on them like a ton of bricks.
Yep.
I mean, they those places,
especially New York, Dennis.
They're under a microscope. I mean, even
you know
in
how many
Florida, they're under a microscope.
And both places, Dennis. You know how many Jews are in those facilities? Old Jews with litigious everybody. I know. They would be so terrified to have anything wrong. Do you know how quickly they'd be sued? No homo.
Absolutely, in seconds, and they would have the state come on them. It would just be horrendous, but the projecting, using this is always his go-to, using another voice or some other person for the attack on somebody else, this is insane because all these people are doing is their job. Yep. Literally, all they're doing is their job to make his mother comfortable and happy. That's
Super Mario Brothers doesn't have plumbing this bad with this with all things Howard. It's unbelievable. Everywhere he goes, there's just pipes bursting. The rest of us civilians use a snake to get to flee for the cesspool. This guy, the pipes just blow up. There's M80s, there's pipe bombs, there's Molotov cocktails in every pipe, Howard, and they just blow up. They explode.
Azores actually has a good point here. If a pipe burst in an expensive nursing home, wouldn't it make news?
It would very much make the news.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a big deal, especially with the microscope that nursing homes are always under. I mean,
with
everybody's
Cuomo,
looking
right?
for that. What?
The Cuomo COVID stuff.
Exactly.
There's a huge nursing home controversy.
And even before that, it's a good newspaper and a good news cell because elder abuse.
Can we look up their Yelp review?
I'm sure. I bet it's
that's good. That's good.
I bet it's better than North Shore Animal Leagues.
They're close to each other.
That goes without saying.
Very close.
Listen, do you think Ray would have any idea that there was a leak in her place? She'd probably think it's time for change the diaper again, There's no way that she has a conscious thought of water breaking into her fucking apartment. Not.
Oh, Howard, it's raining.
How?
The coach
I'm a
goes,
little in
Ben.
content.
The coach goes, Ben's glass eye clogged the drain. It's all his fault. $100 for the first person that makes the first Dan's Papers joke today, by the way. I never get sick of Dan's Papers humor.
Ah, yes.
It
All
takes
right.
too long.
Does that continue?
Yeah.
Everybody
Bon
email
Jovi.
Casey right now.
Are you playing it? Someone.
Bon Jovial? Hello? Hold on. Let me go into the future and make a call.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
There's a little more.
Again.
See you later, Casey. Have fun. What the fuck was that? Jesus. So there's a bit more on the parents. Here we go.
I love my father so much and my mother. I love the two of them so much, and I'm very attached to the both of them in the memory of my father. I guess what I was trying to say
Can't
is,
listen to his voice.
and I was saying this to my sister, I wish I could have known my father better because I was in love with him. I loved him, and I wanted to know him on a very deep level.
Isn't that... Now, Dennis, this is what you... In the mockery thread, you were having trouble with this comment coming up about a jealous parent.
Oh, this is great.
This is classic shit. This is...
It is human to be jealous, even of your own children. You got to understand it.
Right.
It's a deep
not the
thing.
greatest thing you could do. You could
No.
say that's a terrible thing for me to feel.
I had a horrible life. Why didn't I get these things? Why is this kid getting so much love from his mother and
Holy
coddling
shit, I can't
him?
listen to this.
Fuck him. Why don't I get that? Why does my wife cuddle me? What? And then before you know it, you got a jealous parent.
I can't listen to this.
Holy, I mean, I said it in the thread. His therapist needs to go to jail. I mean, literally just the rest of his life, just jail. If he really is seeing him and this is what the result is, because that's psychotic. That's sociopathic.
Ken Griffey Jr. got called less at work than Howard did by his dad,
Yeah.
by his own dad. Casey, how many times did Ben Stern call the show while you were involved in putting people up? Not manning the phones, but what, 3 times a week? He spoke. I lived in the same house as my father, and he spoke to Howard more than my dad spoke to me on the show itself.
Yeah.
Who believes this horse shit? Please tell me no one believes this.
I mean, the thing is, why everything? I mean, just talk about trying to be Wigvisionist history. I mean, it is totally the opposite of everything that Ben did, because a jealous person doesn't help you become better, because that's not the way it works. Right. And this is insane. I mean, he is now carrying that jealous question that he asked during his really bad interviews. Now he's carrying it over to his personal life.
Brendan Fraser and John Hamm, and they all
Pink.
buy it.
Pink. He
Pink.
actually asked Pink if her dad was jealous of her.
Who claims to be a super fan, right? Who claims to be a super fan when she's not scissoring with Gat Girl? She's listening to the show.
Absolutely.
Thank you, T-Biz, for the donation. And I think Boston is a odds-on favorite right now to take it off.
When are they not?
Maybe the
Shout out
Avalanche.
Oh, yeah.
Boston has dominated all season, so yeah.
Ronnie MM writes, it's not too long to fix the damage in any pipes. It's bullshit. There are specialty remediation companies that get it done instantly. It's all bullshit. Howard needs a plumbing teacher, says Judy Tanu. He hates plumbers. Yes, he does, laundry room.
It's kind of a weird... I mean, does he think that, especially now, like I was just kidding about Yelp reviews, but we could easily go to that senior home and check out the reviews. You think it'd be like a litany of pipe broke, you know?
I honestly don't think so. Well,
I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
In the comments that that like 33 old ladies died at a home, and it was a news investigation. I mean, that is it is big sensationalized news to have stuff happen in old age homes. And honest to God, this is really ridiculous.
They can't fuck around. These people, you know how at risk they are with the slightest thing that's not perfect in the bathroom? By the way, old age homes run on the fact that old people can't use the bathroom. My uncle was telling me that because old people don't have a walk-in shower, they have to get their feet over the tub. That's literally half the population in an old age home. It's all about the plumbing. It's all about the bathroom. It's the most paramount thing in any assisted living facility. Easily.
Jesus.
Deep-
So, all right. What do we have next?
Riley Keough.
Who?
Who?
Riley Keough. Is that her name? The girl
Oh, this. Yes.
who used to, Elvis's, what is it, step?
Oh, the creepy.
Yeah, this is a little
really
pervy.
creepy. Keep in mind,
This is-
70-year-old dude.
Yeah,
Being
classic
hot and horny for,
Howard.
like, a kid.
I've been reading articles about Riley Keough. Who is Riley Keough? She's the granddaughter of Elvis Presley.
So creepy.
And I'm a big fan of hers. I used to watch her on one of these
Big fan
TV
of
shows where she was naked quite a bit.
The Girlfriend Experience.
Yeah, great show.
She had the best season, I think.
She got some body on her, this girl, with the big titties and the skinny belly and the whole thing.
And now she's got Elvis's money.
So then it just sort of goes into what seems to be an Amazon ad, Monique felt.
Well, I'm going to try this new show. Riley Keough is the lead in the new show, Daisy Jones and the Six, premiering March 3rd on Amazon Prime. I'm hoping
this
she'll
is a
be
commercial.
naked. She has a 3-star rating on Mr. Skin, which is very high.
Yeah, it's like on commercials where they say the full product name. Oh, you've just bought the Sony Bravia 75-inch TV. He has to mention Amazon Prime. Fuck.
Well, Amazon has a incestuous relationship with SiriusXM, so there's that. So there's kind of a little wig pro quo there. He still wants an Amazon show badly.
100%.
Yeah.
And what's with the also on Mr. Skin? I thought they evolved. Did
I
Mr.
haven't heard
Skin,
him
like,
on the
put
show
in,
in forever. It's
put
been
some
on
money
forever.
in the little donation bin for Howard? It's kind of random
so.
that he would mention him.
How does that guy still have a site? It's still
He
side
does have a
note.
site. Mo and I looked on it today, and the first thing you see, is Emily Radziwiłł, whatever her fucking name is, which is really funny because remember when she was on Howard Stern? Oh, I'm being sexualized now, whatever. But here's Howard fucking promoting the site that has her gigantic titties on the front
Exactly.
page.
Which you can see anywhere. I mean, you don't even need to go pay. You don't need to go pay to
needs
see
that
those.
shit?
At about the 32-minute, 35-second mark, you can see Riley Keough's Gracelands
Burger.
under her sports bra. Casey Armstrong says, I remember Howard had people on to prove to his dad, just to his dad, he was as famous as he says he is to his dad. For instance, this is a good one, Giuliani and 9/11. Do you remember that? Giuliani would come in all the time. And every politician, that's right, every time he had a politician on, Howard would have his dad on to brag to him. That's a great one, Casey. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm going to go look for this, in fact.
Well, I'm switching.
What's
gears.
next on this fucking dumpster fire?
Yeah, this is a
That's rotting
dumpster
my
fire.
brain
Let's keep the
and the
dumpster
chat.
fire
Really
rolling,
bad.
baby.
You're not gonna like this, and I'm not even gonna.
I heard it
intro
already. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It can't bother me anymore.
I've got to ask you: are you I know you drive the kid to school during it. Are you also just doing stuff? You got it on headphones because you couldn't sit and listen to this without doing it.
No, I do other work. I'm actually doing
Good,
other
good,
work.
good.
Yeah, I know. And I still do other work. That's
Thank God.
But can I
And
just
you-
say that Riley Keough is remember Matt Keough, the A's pitcher? She's 2
Yeah.
years older than Ashley is. So he's looking at
Holy
her
Christ,
nude when
really?
she's clearly underage. I don't know what he won't acknowledge what year he's talking about. She must have been underage when he's talking about her. 2 years older than Ashley.
Yeah,
What
he's
does
always
that
not a
even
creeper.
mean? Steve Z, what does that even pour the gas on? What does that mean?
It means speed it up, baby.
Oh, does
Or
it?
you're either that or you're just piling on.
How do you speed up
Gotcha.
nothing? 125 miles an hour of nothing is still nothing. By the
I
way.
did
Stephen
edit
Hawking,
out a lot of
question right
pauses for
there.
you guys, so
I love the pauses though. They're so
we go.
great.
Thanks, Josh.
you're gonna hate this clip.
But I'm like a woman. I lower the blinds. I get into the bedroom before she does, and I get under the covers so she doesn't have to see, my full body. I got to leave a little mystery.
What do you think is your best part? Is there someplace,
My feet.
something you leave out so
My
she
feet.
can? Oh yeah.
You know what I do sometimes? Like I'll get under the covers and then I bring one leg out. I have nice legs for a dude. Like she'll even say to me, "I wish my legs looked as nice as yours." So I bring that leg out so that maybe I look somewhat attractive, and then and my hair is good. I oddly, at my age, I still have dark hair. I was looking in the mirror today. I said, "How do you still have dark hair?" I mean, it's a little salt and pepper, but I know guys much younger than me. They're full gray. So I look at it and I go, you know what the bitch of it is? People think I color my hair. So it's like, it doesn't even matter.
That's
All
right, Bob's bald head. Vigorous,
so
flying
much-
too close to the sun. Quintessential right there.
So there is so much in this little clip that is just so delicious, as Monique would say. First of all, the leg thing. Him thinking he has great looking feet. His feet are, I guess, average at best. His legs look like toothpicks holding up. He actually looks like an ostrich. And then, but my favorite part was Beefus going, "I wish my legs looked like that." It has thunder thighs. It wishes its legs were thin like a Mado's, but instead they're beefy.
Is there a quote of her saying that, or is
that's
did
what he
Howard
just said.
say? Oh, okay.
He just said
I'd love to
that.
hear her saying it though. If she
it
popped on,
would
you know.
never say it out loud. It would just say it to him.
Yes, he's trolling us, Gungadin. Absolutely, it's vigorous,
Yep.
flying too close. You do not bring that up as often. Who am I, Rick
hair.
Honeycutt over here? It's crazy.
The other part of it is the hair thing. Once again, going, I don't color it. You can say that being the truth because it comes pre-colored.
Wig,
so you don't need to color stuff that you already buy. So
Howard wants
that's
to be
true.
a woman. But imagine being Howard bragging about your feet when they haven't touched cement, the street. You get mani-pedis every 3 days. Hasn't done a day of manual labor. I mean, who wouldn't have like mildly decent feet if you were him? The guy
Like
hasn't done-
fucking veal.
He doesn't
He is
cut
a
a
veal.
guy. He's a veal.
But
Veal,
yeah,
veal
fucking
feet.
veal, dude.
Yep.
And
Anorexic
his
feet.
legs.
Does
His
he-
legs, for being 6'7", his legs look like he looks like a flamingo. I mean,
Dennis, remember that picture of
seriously.
him running in Central Park? They got him with
my
the fucking
God.
ripples, those crazy like skin ripples he had.
Crepey, his crepey skin.
Oh, it was hideous. It was hideous. Veal shanks,
it,
right?
it's actually kind of nauseating to look at. I mean,
Has he convinced himself that she's not in it for the money? Do you think he'll get honestly?
No, he has.
It's
He's
like, I know
brainwashed
he
himself
did this
into
shit
doing
when he's
so.
talking about his fake hair or his scrawny legs or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's like a little ticket in those old fashioned like Wall Street ticket thingies that just has his current worth, or
Yes.
or bank balance. It's like he don't give a fuck. I mean,
Yes.
he could be the 7-foot Flavor Flav, and she would still be banging him at night. You know?
well,
That's-
I actually don't think I know with him talking about the prostate thing, there is no sex at all happening in that house.
There was. There
None.
never was.
None.
That
Yeah.
goes. He wants to remain a
Nonetheless, dude,
child.
it's about the money, man.
It's
He needs
always
to
about the money.
fucking shut the fuck up.
The con is complete. Bolt on. The con is complete. The Mercer Kitchen con is complete. David says he wants to remain a child while it's devoid of any masculinity. The drag fascination has more to do with hiding in plain sight, not wanting to be a woman. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep, absolutely.
He goes into more ponder on his hair. He does like flying really close to the sun with his hair. He really goes.
But I got the big curly hair, rock star hair.
Still going.
And I'm afraid if my hair does go gray, I'll end up looking like Brian May from Queen. And I don't like his hair the way it looks. He's got a nice head of hair, but it's gray.
Yeah.
He's got the big curls and everything. So
Nice
I don't know.
reference,
Maybe
Steve
I have to
Brandon.
You
color
don't
it.
think you're gonna like being gray?
Don Ripples.
Probably not.
penalty.
I don't.
What a dick. What a
Well,
dick.
what's so
It is.
funny is that his hair, the texture of his hair now does not resemble an ounce of his texture of his hair when he was in high school,
No,
in college,
there's no similarity.
in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s. His hair does not resemble that at all anymore. It's this. That looks nothing like what that's a perm. I mean, literally, that is a perm.
And
He's
Try
not
going to
getting
your family get together and some 70-year-old plops down at the dinner table with that hairdo. Do you know how bizarre in civilian land how crazy you would never stop staring at it. I mean, that's why he doesn't go anywhere. You would never stop looking at him. You wouldn't.
So I
eat
dyed my hair
anything.
blue, but it's not really blue. It's actually indigo blue.
Indigo.
So
Come on,
not
that was
only that,
brilliant.
like Dennis and I were talking right before the show about the Morning Joe interview. Like you could see with that chroma key background, you could see like straight through his head for
Yeah.
most of that interview. So it was like like with those bad Barbie, with the doll hair.
Yeah, that weird doll hair.
Yeah, and so it's like he needs to really shut the fuck up about his hair, dude.
To really close on the somebody with weird hair. There's a guy in the Italian club. One of the old Gindaloons.
Right.
That he's close to 70, but he uses that dark jet black dye.
Yes.
And you look at it and just like you can't stop looking at it because it's just sitting there.
You can't stop. And
It's
that's
sitting there.
Yep.
I mean, there's two famous people that are famous for wearing toupees that never mention it. There's Shatner and then there's Elton John. Everybody knows that they're wearing a rug, but they never draw attention to it like this fucking pelican motherfucker, dude.
Yeah. Tom Arnold has owned his hair plugs for years and years and years. If you just get in front of it and own it, people will just forget about it. That's the way to go.
There's like people like Bono or Joe Buck who get the micro hair plugs.
Joe Buck's the best, actually. Right. Joe Buck was on the show owning
those guys
his hair
have
plugs.
those have plugs. But then there's people like Elton John and Shatner who just have a straight rug.
Yep. Yep. And
So,
Howard and Shatner both wouldn't jump in the pool and save their dog and their wife, right? It's the same thing.
Absolutely.
Shatner had other reasons.
Yeah, you got the picture.
Yeah.
Look at Howard's. These are the legs we're bragging about.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Oh,
Bon, it's you that has that. Can you zoom in a little more on the thighs?
Yeah.
You know what's really terrible about this? This is when he was actually exercising. This is him like in shape.
Yeah.
Could you fathom what those things look like now?
Well, that's when you try to get in shape in your mid-40s, Dennis. It's just not going to happen. You've just been a veal way too long. Your body you're done. You're done. You have no metabolism. It's never.
No, this was
that.
like then the zeros when he was doing this. So
this is probably the early 2000s.
He's almost 70 now. So yeah. Late 40s, early 50s.
Look at that leg. Look at that. Have you ever seen what?
No.
What is that?
Crepey skin.
I'm just trying to
It's like the
zoom in on
Potomac
it.
River going to his knee. Joel McHale is horrible, Aaron Taylor. You're right. It's Hollywood hair plugs. I mean, like Matthew McConaughey, Christian Slater, Nicolas Cage, Vince Vaughn, on and on. All these dudes have hair plugs now.
Dude, you know what it looks like?
Oh,
it looks
that's
like
gross.
You know how like Deadpool's face is like all
Fuck.
Yeah, Deadpool's face is. That's
it looks
great.
just like Deadpool's face.
It's like
going on?
Fell into the Joker's chemicals.
It looks like an avocado's testicle.
Oh my God! Yes, Chief Phony Feathers.
Have
That does
great
look like a
legs,
bad chicken leg
Robin.
quarter. I mean, that's literally. Oh.
Let's go to the next clip now.
Let's go to the next clip. I'm a little nauseous now.
This is really short, but Dennis will just.
I wonder, does Chat GPT know you?
Know me? I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He knows me.
Yeah.
He knows me. Yeah, he does actually. I'm not going to go into how he knows me, but he knows me.
That's all I got, but I don't know
It
what the
doesn't
hell
matter.
that's supposed to mean. It's so weird.
I mean, Blobbin actually thinks that like Chat GP is like a humanoid thing that actually starts knowing you.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger,
I mean,
danger.
it's Data from Star Trek Next Generation.
Exactly.
I mean, she's insane.
Calculating.
I mean, all right. So this goes back to them not understanding what AI is and not having a comprehension of how it works. So Blobbin thinks that once you start using it, it just kind of knows you, and that it can say, "Oh, that's Howard. I know what Howard needs to.
Yes.
Howard is da 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 da," and like that's not how it works. Especially at this point, it's just basically.
It's like Skynet. Skynet
Exactly.
becomes self-aware, like in Terminator. Is that what she thinks?
That's what she thinks it is. She thinks it's Skynet.
Like it'll stop a world war or something if it's about to happen.
Something like
It'll
Must kill
understand.
Sarah Connor.
Howard's
kill
one-
Robin Quivers.
Ridiculous.
Howard's one step away from having the hallways in his own house cleared to avoid artificial intelligence. I guarantee that thing's intimidating him right now.
Well, I mean, why does he even need artificial intelligence online when he has it in the same bed with him every night?
Ow.
No, that's
call
non-intelligence.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, my bad.
Oops.
Oopies.
Oopie.
the Aspen. They asked me why I'm a black-haired, wrinkled guy. LD. Continue with the dumpster fire bomb. What do you got next?
Hankering for a hunk of cheese. Yes, Robin, it's a real person.
It is a real person.
Can you guys imagine a show this bad holds the entire platform for hostage? You can't bring in new hosts. You can't program the channels. They have half the building held hostage for this, what you just listened to. They can't do anything because they have all the money and they have all the space in Sirius. Listen to what we just heard. Imagine that something this bad in any other walk of life holding the rest of the infrastructure hostage. Jesus. Think about that. They have half the building. They have all the money. This show.
Not only half the building, that they also have like that giant budget for that half of the building.
In addition,
security
to that.
for that half of the building.
In addition, right?
Yeah.
Right. You can't even go to your
Maintenance.
job. You can't even go to your office because he's got to go there, and he's not even there. They probably still clear the halls, and he's not even there.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
For Marcy, I bet you Marcy has the halls cleared.
Oh,
I
could
talked
you
to
imagine
Opie the
that?
other day, and he said they haven't seen Marcy in years and years and years. You can't even see her. She's shuttled up there.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Swear to God.
Are you kidding me?
No one's seen her. She is fucking Jeffrey Epstein. She is the Sasquatch. She is the ginger Sasquatch of Sirius. Nobody's even seen. No one's seen her on the street. Isn't it amazing how you can't find footage of her in the background? It is crazy the lengths they go to.
The last time we actually really saw her was, I guess, the birthday show, right? Because never
Facially,
That was a minute ago, bro.
That was 9 years ago.
Oh, 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
The last time we've actually seen a real picture of Marcy Turk. Wow.
Yep. Good morning.
You're gonna be in the house.
Beaver. Thank you. You're adding. You are setting Monique up for a lot of white wine this week. She's gonna love that. She is going to. Let's go to a next clip, and I've only got the intro to it, but.
Hey, look, Mo's got something to tip the Uber guy tonight with now.
Exactly.
I've only got the intro. Dennis, tell me how this went.
Because she's going to give him a RadioGunk shirt.
The psychic medium game.
I will play the psychic
Oh
medium
my God,
game
this
with
is terrible.
you right now. Are you ready?
The psychic medium game.
Yes.
It started actually really working when it started.
Who will mediums contact?
Yes, Robin. Psychic medium game. I think you'll be good at this.
So what was that? That's all
All
I
right.
got clip-wise.
So this was a humorous bit that had them calling up different psychics and asking them insane questions to speak to random people that, most people wouldn't, like Osama bin Laden, Hitler.
It's always
trying to talk to OJ's wife, Nicole. Things, really high humor, kind of funny stuff.
Very current stuff too. Yeah, Nicole
and
Brown.
It was a game, and it was made a game for Blobbin, because Blobbin had to guess if the psychic would do it. Yeah,
This is like the equivalent of when kids used to call places and ask if the refrigerator was running.
This is Z Morning. This is beneath Z Morning Zoo.
No,
dude,
what you're hearing here.
That's funny.
Once again, Gary gave up the ghost when he said that they have to call these people ahead of time and clear them before they can even call them. So
I was talking
so
to Sara.
how wacky can this possibly be?
It's
if they're sending forms to clear the people. So.
You ever
were
notice
talking
with
to
Howard
Sara, John?
Yeah, she said Howard and the psychics over the years, right? Is it the most tedious, not just fixed, but it's so uninteresting, it's so boorish, it's so set up that homosexuals love psychics. She said that on those housewives shows that Andy Cohen has to crowbar a psychic segment into every fucking show, and Sara feels that all homos love psychics, and I believe that's Howard's deal. Have you ever been once interested in his psychic segments? How often whether it's Sal's turtle bullshit or Ronnie or Fred, it's all fake. It's not even if it was real, it's not fake. So he's the only one I know that's into it and wastes copious amounts of time.
Well, he killed like 20, 25 minutes.
It's a great time killer, right?
It was an absolute great time killer. to get in right before Dr. Anus came in. So that was the great Bick running before that, and then he played John Lennon's "God," which is probably one of the worst songs that Lennon ever did.
I'm so sick of it.
Terrible song, and he let it
Best
play.
principle of Palestine. Thank you.
Remember Howard was he likened himself. This is the most arrogant fucking this is him at his lame attempt at being deep. He compared himself to John Lennon, and this is kind of what he thinks he's doing now. I think in his own head, and this is why I'll never go back to the studio. I want to go watch the wheels go round and round. I just that song. So the concept of that song is you're just sitting back and the world's going on around you, and you've won the game of life, and you're sitting back and you don't have to engage in it, and it's all beneath you. That's what he thinks he's doing now. He'll never go back to the studio if he's liking himself to that song.
Never.
Well, he only has 2.5 years left. I mean, do you honestly think it's never going to happen? Never.
Never, ever. Do you think it would matter if he went back? What do you think? It's
No,
going to take
we
some
don't
time
need
to get better?
it.
We like him at home. I want him at home. And if I'm the staff, I want him at home. I don't want to
Quick question. Does he see Blobbin ever again?
No.
No.
Ooh.
No. He thinks he's going to get
Okay,
infected.
that is a definite no.
Why would he?
Exactly.
It's like, know your role, bitch. I mean, seriously. You were the racial beard, and now you're kind of disposable.
X, I got to say, with that Danny Trio lilt you have in your voice, there's no better pronunciation of know your role, bitch, than you doing it.
Dude, but it's true, man.
That's good.
She has no fucking, she
actually,
fills
he
her
ain't
role,
going. That's
racial
right.
beard, now, she's like a cigarette lighter. No longer.
Hankering
In the
for a hunk of
dumpster.
cheese.
He ain't
Only
going to the
at
funeral.
Robin's funeral. Nope, he won't go to that either.
He ain't going
No,
to
he won't.
Bro. Well, I
Beefus
can't
will
go
hurt
into
a
space,
foot.
Robin.
Can I zoom in?
Yeah.
You guys
No,
really think
ah,
this is a way
Can you
out?
imagine? Can you imagine when Robin dies by the end of the year? The dilemma he'll be in.
Do you know the effort it takes to keep her propped up and alive? It's almost like Howard's doing everything in his power to so he doesn't have to deal with it on any level. So there's no feud. He's not accused of not going to the funeral.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Danny
All right,
Trio's papers.
Let's crack on.
Let's crack on.
If you thought that Fauci would be bad, this is how bad it got.
There is a section. I felt so bad for you when I looked at the book. There's a thank you section where you thank people. That is the worst part of being an author. I would have suggested to you thank no one, because even I looked at it. I said, I wonder if Dr. Agus thanked me. I mean, not that he should, but... And then I saw my name on there. And, of course, you put it in alphabetically, but I was upset that I came after Robin because she's Quivers and I'm Stern. and I, you know what I mean? Do people get upset with you that they weren't thanked? Because I think I would have been upset if I hadn't been thanked, but who am I to be thanked?
And who knows how would you respond? I don't have it, but how would you respond to such a stupid comment as Fauci?
Well, you got to remember, you're dealing with a huge narcissist in Anus, because he's a massive narcissist. Basically, if I remember, because I was drifting in and out at this point.
Yeah, I bet. After
Jesus.
that.
He I think he was very, typical him, we try to always remember who helped you, blah, 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 bullshit. But he really did come off as a super duper narcissist starfucker. I mean, he is a starfucker. Seriously.
Absolutely.
That's right. And
if when Robin dies in by summer, absolutely the show will continue.
That's Kylo Sierra.
There's zero doubt that he would.
He'll play a martyr. He'll absolutely play a martyr.
Dude,
who's he going to talk to, though? Fred? He needs
the
someone.
only way we would know
really
is
needs-
we have a Robin tribute on Howard 101.
He can play. Wait, they can play tapes, hours and hours of tapes. Robin just responding. You would never know. If it's her.
That's a great point, Dennis. Just play clips of it. That's really good.
You would never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You hire the hologram Tupac people. Boom. No
It's
one
too much
will
money.
ever know.
No, what they would do is they would take a coconut and they'd put a schmata on its head and they'd sit in front of that drape.
Robin has a special skill to laugh at his unfunny horseshit for the last decade or more. Actually, I'd say 15 years, and the only one that equals it is fucking Shuley. Do you remember Shuley's fake laugh at Howard when he were on the show? That's job security. That's why. I mean, it's just one of the many reasons you should hate Shuley. Listen to that fake laugh.
Today, Blobbin's fake laugh was ha ha.
She can't even do it anymore. I'd lose the energy.
It was like she was having a stroke and was gasping for breath.
It's this right, Dennis. Right.
Like,
We're on the same team, bro.
How good is Bon Jovi, by the way?
Much
it
better
would
than
take
Fred.
Fred 3 months to get that drop. He does it in 10 seconds. This is why I think one of the reasons Fred can't update his bullshit is because he's such a Luddite. So now he's in the studio. He doesn't know how to hit record on an audio app recorder on a computer. Think of how long it takes this motherfucker to put one new soundbite in. You know how much money he makes? Do you know how Fred makes more than every other host besides Howard on Sirius?
Yep.
So and Robin makes triple what they make. That's how much money they waste on these motherfuckers. If I were Pig Vomit, I'd fire Fred right now and bring in some capable co-host and put him on 101 in the afternoon.
The chat is absolutely bringing up something that, oh my God, I hope it doesn't happen. Chris Wilding being like in that Robin thing.
Oh, that's a good theory. That's not
Jesus
bad.
Christ. Oh,
He's
my
a good
God.
one for that. Yep.
Hello, Monique. Here's one for Monique.
You want to come on my show, Monique? You come on my show. I don't do you a favor because I'm actually famous.
Were you invited on the Opperman report, Shuli? I think not. Monique was.
5'4", right? 5'5", 5'4". Mo was like 5'8". She would mollywop him.
He is a wee man, isn't he?
Do you watch the Oscars with Sean Young?
And everything.
Monique does, right?
Wait, did you have Sean Young ruin one of your expensive Turkish towels?
I love that Gorilla story with Sean Young.
Could do an entire year show on just Sean Young.
I do
honestly
it.
should.
She would call me like after like oh she doing like oh my God, you
talk about
kidding?
Catwoman and Tim Burton.
Wait, the same chick from Blade Runner's doing this shit to you?
Her son's a UFC fighter.
What kind of weird world do we live in?
Exactly.
Well, let's crack on. Let's crack.
Do we have the Ron Jeremy clip, or we
No,
do that one? Oh, Jesus.
So Fauci's talking about you got to keep
it's
active.
anus. It's anus. Dr. Agus.
Okay.
I know it's too dangerously close to anus.
Oh, was that saying? Yeah.
It's Agus. Don't worry about it. Get it wrong. It's fine with me.
I get them mixed
talking
up.
about
I'm a foreigner.
Fascist Fauci.
I'm a foreigner.
Freudian, literally a Freudian slip.
Freudian.
Yeah. True. He's talking about being active in your, and you got to use it or you'll lose it. And listen to how it go. Of course, he's got to go down this route or route, I guess. Route.
Uncomfortable every day. You don't use it, you lose it is real.
I was just going to bring that up. You took the words right out of my mouth. You drive me crazy. Every time I tell you I got to get out of this business, I'm going to retire.
Get out.
I got
Get out.
3 more years
Please
left
leave.
on this contract, and then I'm going to relax. And you say to me, no, make yourself uncomfortable. Going to work, it challenges your brain. It'll keep, but you're right. These guys retire, and then their brain turns to mush.
So he's making us uncomfortable, not himself.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Anus. And we get stupider and stupider listening to you. He gets stupider and stupider doing this show, if that's even possible. We get. Did he really think he's stimulating his brain with this horseshit? Did he just say that?
John, how can you stimulate your brain when all you do is you take a piece of paper that they hand to you, you read it right off of that, you have no pre-thought of it, no thought after it, you're just reading.
Yep.
There's nothing there.
Doing that, and then they changed the fucking angle of the shot.
Yeah, I know. They have all that
look, he's totally reading shit right now.
Yeah, he is Benji writing him the dumbest dialogue, just like basic human dialogue that you wouldn't. He has to have it written out for him. They're not jokes; they're just dialogue.
No, the whole mother story. About this pipe that just probably written by Benji. It's not. That's right. It's not funny. It's just to read it.
You see my avatar on the bottom left? That is Dr. Kipper, Johnny Depp's personal physician on Deppstein Island. He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood. This is Howard's Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Agus is Howard's Dr.
Yep.
Feelgood. He has him. He's literally almost a live-in physician. Anything he wants to hear, he tells him, and he enables him in situations like this. Probably one of the big reasons this show is as bad as it is. Dr. Feelgood telling him to keep doing it. I mean, what's the risk? It's 9 hours of anything you want. Horseshit. This is zero heavy lifting whatsoever. You're not writing anything. You're not doing anything. You're not leaving the house. Where is the work here exactly?
There is none.
Zero.
There's no work.
Exactly. Hey, quick question to you guys.
Yeah.
What year of the contract? Are we within the last 2 years of the contract?
2 years.
It's always 3
Because
years.
that's
7
when
months.
he starts
2 years,
his,
7
I'm
months.
going to leave, Robin.
I know.
Like during he starts building it up towards the end of the when he's got about a year and a half, and he's
We've been hearing this
usually when
since
it starts.
'96, X. We've been hearing
I'm
this since
leaving.
Private Parts.
So
Well, the problem, I think the problem is that at this point,
it's like
I guess
clockwork.
Sirius is just almost like a reflex thing, because they obviously he has right of first refusal. That's pretty much already
That's been
figured
there
out in
since
his contract.
that's been there since the first contract.
Yeah.
That's
So it's not up to Sirius anyway. So Sirius is just going to sit there and bend over and take it, no matter how bad things are getting. And I see him resigning. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
70
What's
He's
the
never gonna leave
risk?
that money on the table, bro.
73
Never.
years old.
And he'll have it written into his contract that he doesn't have to come in 100%.
Absolutely.
He's gonna have that shit tattooed.
How much audio of him going after Imus going, if I'm still doing this when I'm 55, put a gun in my mouth. If
Oh,
I'm still
dude.
doing this when I'm 60. Every time Imus would get older, Howard would goof on Imus that he's doing the show too long. He's far
dude.
more washed up. Far more.
Yeah, at least Imus, even toward the end, still had a show that was actually simulcast live on TV. Still was able to get
it was on
relative
MSNBC. Yeah,
people.
Dennis. He predated Morning Joe. That was Imus before.
He
Morning
actually
Joe.
had real guests on. I mean, he
You
actually
know.
did kind of have
Political guests.
Yeah, he actually had some current stuff going on.
Yep.
Not knock-knocks and fake people and puppets coming in. I mean, Owen Wilson. The puppet of Owen Wilson, because that's what everybody's clamoring for.
Yeah, they were
Alright,
saying in the
let's
chat
keep-
he can't get Owen Wilson on, so this is his way of trolling him, in a way. Like, remember
Let's,
Natalie Portman blew his show off, and he out of nowhere started going after Natalie Portman
Yes.
because she said no. She did like a town hall, I think, at Sirius, and she said no to the show. He wouldn't admit it though.
Let's go to narcissism.
Oh,
you said
yes.
people
the
with
two narcissists.
narcissism may be at higher risk for dementia. And then you also said people need more hugs every day to live longer. And I thought about it. People with narcissism, what is narcissism? They don't think they need anyone. I'm self-sufficient. I don't need anyone. So that's why people with narcissism probably are more affected by disease. But you recommend 8 hugs a day. Now, nobody hugs me. I mean, once in a while, my wife will hug me if I get her in the bed. And I got, you got me thinking, we really don't get those hugs. Now, I'm not getting them with this, listen, I'm still living a life with this COVID, and I've called you many times off the air. I'm still afraid of getting it. I'm still locked up in my house. Maybe I should just go out.
Jennifer
Fuck it.
Aniston's in
No more
town.
masks. Go to restaurants, do everything, and just get the fucking thing over.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know enough people who've had it. I am inoculated. I'm vaccinated. Maybe I should just go get it because this is getting crazy. I mean,
That's
Wow. So
he does need to get COVID. That'll sort
I
out
hope
the
so.
problem.
Well,
Like I watched.
I hope he
has.
gets something.
I mean, he's
I
such
hope
a
he
sack
dies.
of shit, dude.
I hope he dies.
What,
I hate men.
So there was so much in that, especially the narcissism between the two of them. That I don't know how. Thank God they weren't in the same room. There's no room that could contain the two
You
of
see
them.
what I mean about the Dr. Feelgood, Dennis? You think
Yep.
I said Fauci. You think Agus should push back a little bit
Joe.
on that?
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Even Dr. Drew pushed back on that
He's a
shit.
star fucker.
Exactly.
Bentley. Why the hell is he going to push back?
Exactly.
Bentley.
He is such a quack.
Let's be honest. If any
can't
of you
even
guys
drive.
were his shrink, would you want him, that motherfucker, to be cured?
No,
Absolutely
of course not.
I think
Absolutely not, dude. I
No.
need a house in the Riviera.
But the thing is, two narcissists sitting there talking about how bad narcissism is amazing. And Anus sat there and literally I listed every profession he was except an oncologist. because right now he was even a veterinarian because he had information on dogs. I'm like, really? Wow. You really don't know that, but that's okay because you're an oncologist. You don't know anything about therapy because you're not a therapist. You're an oncologist. You literally are not a virologist. You're an oncologist. You don't know anything about these subjects because you are an oncologist. A bad one at that, but that's what you are.
I do want to say that mantra and yantra creates tantra.
That's the Richard Christie bitch. Sue Monster and Coach, exactly right. Basic bitch dialogue between two Dr. Agus sounds like a basic bitch doctor for
She's what the kids call a basic bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Classic arm, right?
I mean, he goes he dropped more names than any other interview this year.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Have you guys ever tried to get your general physician on the phone? How many channels you have to go through? How long it takes?
Yeah,
It's like 6 levels of messages, and you got to screen their secretary, and you got to go through the website.
It's not supposed. They want you to make an appointment and
That's
come
right,
in,
because they're trying to avoid hypochondriacs like Howard. Their biggest nightmare are hypochondriacs who eat up their fucking waiting room because real people who need help. I know. So that's why he is. That's his personal physician. Make no mistake.
But Agus wants that because now he is attaching himself like a leech to another celebrity.
Yes.
Because that's his whole gig.
Yes.
It is amazing. This guy, he writes books he knows nothing about and he gets published. If you try to look for negative things of him online, you can't find them.
Yeah.
He literally has them whitewashed like Howard does.
Oh.
Wait till you hear this at the end
I
of
am
this.
on his Google reviews here. Excuse me while I write something.
Benjamin writes, Surgeon General recommends 7 hugs a day. 8 is kind of extreme.
What if you pay for them? Does that factor? Well, is that a problem?
Sirius gives him a hug on the 1st and 15th of every month. That's the hug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go to Howard Hughes.
This is a personal decision. I can't force you to do anything.
Well, I gotta go out. I'm turning into Howard Hughes. I gotta get
shut
my
up.
shit together. I just gotta get over it and go, and that's it. I mean, what about long COVID? I shouldn't worry about that. Long-term COVID.
People who were vaccinated, like you, fully vaccinated, the incidence of long-term COVID is negligible, very, very low. Listen, Howard Hughes had some good things. He invented the underwire bra.
It's always,
Did you hear that?
It's always deviant. It's always deviant sex. Like he thinks he's like a shock Dr. Feelgood by saying that.
It's really kind of disservice to Howard Hughes that Howard tries to compare himself to him.
He loves that, Dennis. He loves that. He loves saying that. That's humble brag to the finest.
But Howard Hughes was brilliant. He actually can fly airplanes.
He was a genius. He was a certified
he
genius.
flew airplanes.
That's right.
Like he was an engineer. He designed airplanes. He started Hughes Aeronautics. He was the head engineer. He was like the guy.
Yep.
So why is Agus saying this?
Howard Hughes had some good things. He invented the underwire bra.
Because
what the hell is
he's
that?
just playing
a horny old Joe.
This is a doctor. This is a
horny
not a
old
real
deviant
doctor.
Joe.
According to Forbes, Dr. David Agus is worth $6 billion.
Are you kidding me?
That can't be
Jesus
right.
Christ.
what?
Even if it's a little off.
Can't be right.
Nice
No,
job.
it can be. He's shilled a lot of money from a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you, black guy. You're
And he
absolutely
said
right.
they want all
Howard
his
Hughes.
billionaire patients to live.
B.D. Mac, Howard Hughes is an actual Renaissance man. And Howard is a 69. Well said, black guy. I couldn't
He is a
agree more.
69. Christ.
Long-term mental illness.
Yeah, why doesn't Agus talk more about his Steve Jobs and what a great job he did with that? Oh, whoops.
He loves that. It's a humble brag. He loves to be compared to Howard Hughes. It gives him an. Does it sound like he wants that to end on any level? That fake
no.
contrition we just heard.
Howard Hughes was so freaking cool. He stayed in a hotel and they told him to leave and he bought the goddamn hotel.
That's right.
I mean, Howard doesn't have that type of hubris.
Howard bought Southampton.
He bought Southampton.
Here's a hypothetical for you guys. If Orlando Bloom and Jennifer Aniston invited the Sterns to a leper colony tonight, would they go?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Easily.
That's not even a
A
question.
Yeah,
leprechaun.
there wouldn't be any hesitation.
A leprechaun. That's good.
The leper colony. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Fresh Start Painting. Have a good night. Thank you. And yes. she hates men too.
All right. 95% now. I didn't check, but is this correct?
So 95% of the country has had COVID already, and obviously a significant portion of the country has been vaccinated. So 95% have had COVID in addition to the vaccines.
He's just pulling
Is that
numbers out of his ass.
95%?
I love this.
95% of the country, by the current studies, have had COVID.
Now, Dennis, is this true?
No.
No,
That's absolute. That's absolute nonsense.
I
You have
thought
no way to
95.
prove that.
Only in Tampa.
That's a nonsense number. You just pull it out of the air. You can't
See what
prove
I mean
it.
about cold Chinese food? They're talking about COVID now.
Exactly.
What do you
can't defend it.
Joe Neeson, you're absolutely right. Howard thinks he's thinking of himself as an eccentric, tortured genius in this whole. It makes him feel like that. This is exactly what this conversation's for. Yes.
This entire conversation made me mental because it's just like it was literally a quack, just basically justifying his existence.
Yep.
It really, seriously, most of Agus's talk was justifying his existence. It has nothing to do about actually really helping anyone. It was just like shilling the book, and look how many people I know.
Dennis,
that was the
spot
entire
on.
thing.
Spot
Entire
on.
thing.
Yep. He's a dark-winged duck of quacks. Agus.
Well, the comical thing is he thinks that people still buy his bullshit. Like,
Well, that's the insulation. That's Marcy's
like he's
job.
like 100% is pulling the wool over everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, you have a colonoscopy coming up.
Sara, maybe the colonoscopy drop. God, Bon, where did you get that?
Well, there's no way.
You don't
There's
want to know.
no
man.
way Howard hasn't gone and gotten a colonoscopy at least every 6 months. I mean, really, there's no way he stopped doing
Who
that.
was it that had the joke about the punch card with the colonoscopy? Was it Xavier? Was
Me?
it Dennis?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
was he okay?
He's qualified
Like
for a free
the-
espresso at this point.
With the Subway punch card for the colonoscopy.
Exactly.
Bob? Bob's bald head? No, Bob. It's Knob Creek Maple. Just a little light drink tonight. After dinner drink.
Let's go to Robin's health, and it gets to fasting.
And to Robin, you all three are amazing.
Robin is a
people.
medical miracle, is she? But should she be
Miracle.
fasting? I don't
Miracle.
like this fasting
I
she's into.
wasn't. There was no reason for me not to.
Listen to me carefully, Robin. I don't know. You know, Dr.
So we
Agus,
can learn from the animals on this one, right?
I know that animals fast. Number one, there are vast numbers of animals that fast.
Hibernating,
Number two,
idiot.
look at my result.
What an asshole.
That's right, Gina Bobina. Howard gets to put something up his ass and not be called gay, come out of the closet. That's why they call it. He loves it. All things getting put up his ass.
How would an animal know if it needs to fast? How would it
They
know?
don't fast, bro. They hibernate.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Well, that's different, though.
Yeah, I don't know if any
there's no animals
animal
that fast, bro.
They are like half asleep when they're hibernating. It's different.
But I think that's what she was getting at. No animals think, you know what? I'm going to cut down on the carbs this week.
Exactly. I mean, there is no animal
he's an
in.
idiot.
Yeah, animals don't have vanity. They're not vain. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Animals have like 3 things that they need to do. They need to stay alive, they need to eat, and they need to make other animals. I mean, there's no thinking of, oh yeah, I should skip a couple meals. I'm a little chubby.
Yeah, they're not thinking like, oh, I feel really backed up lately. You know, I need to drink more water. My piss looks funny. Yeah, it's all yellow. You know. Yeah.
How many great whites are looking at their whale going, I had whale last week.
Calgary whiskey from Alberta, genuine drafters. Well,
great radio, right?
Me.
Josh Foster's great show. Great, good stuff. This is not a show. What we just listened to, this is not a show.
Nasty
this is nothing.
shit. Like she's claiming that animals are self-aware.
Self-aware.
That's insane. She's and the ending to this show is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, trash.
Howard gives Agus a what's the word here? A dilemma, a choice.
You got to save me.
Sophie's
or you gotta
Sophie's
save
choice.
Oprah. Who do you save? You got to save one. In other words, there's no room for all of us.
Listen, you both are amazing people, but
Understood.
I
Don't-
love
just give me-
you. You are my patient. I have an obligation to my patient.
Thank you.
At the same time, we have an obligation to Oprah because she is Oprah. So
what
I
do you
have,
do?
I
What are you
have
gonna
two
do?
arms. I'm going to save both of you.
No,
I know
that's
I
not
can
the
do
answer.
it.
You know
I'm
what? I'm
training.
afraid-
I'm ready for it.
Here's what the sad thing. I think you would save Oprah. I do. I think you'd let me drown. I do.
Is
She's
it
richer.
just me? That's almost funny to me.
Yeah. it is.
That is the way he answers it. The question, it's actually almost funny. Like if Benji said, give him say me or Oprah. It's almost funny.
I was
Am I
thinking the whole
wrong? I
time,
don't know.
Celine Dion, don't let him use your music. Sue him. Don't let him. Don't let them use your music.
Right.
That's all I could think the whole time. He wouldn't let you use his content, Celine Dion. Don't let him use your music.
Yeah, I know.
No,
You could
don't
just
give him that.
You could just get some background music like this. That's
Well,
free.
That's right.
Well, you remember, he's using Sirius's library, so it's
guess.
all built
Yeah,
into the
he's-
mix of the royalty
Absolutely
fees.
right.
Yeah, so, there's that.
I'd still take it back. If I'm Celine Dion, I'm telling serious. No,
Cease and desist.
Don't
Stop
let him take
using
it.
my music.
Everybody else can use it except Howard.
Everyone on the planet can listen to my music except Howard.
Wow, that's the end of the show. Now, John.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I
So,
gotta
right,
love
guys?
John's
It was
stuff
tough.
now. 'cause
How
it
many
was
brain
tough.
cells we lose today, chat? Huh?
Oh, Christ, I almost-
112?
Yes.
So he was. This is how Howard ended the show. That's it. See you tomorrow.
That's kind of funny too. It's just become so bad. It's almost funny that he just says see ya and hangs up. It's like a phone call. It's
He
just
literally he turns the Zoom off. And then
It's
on
good.
the
It's
Zoom.
good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's really, really good.
What a douchebag. Seriously.
Does anybody doubt
They're
that he's
good,
69
they're
IQ?
good,
I mean,
good.
And now,
Good.
and lowering. Get.
Good. They're good. They're good.
There's no bottom to this show.
no.
There is no bottom. It will continue to get worse.
Do you want to leave
For
this?
many years to come.
Yep.
Do you want to leave this looping until the end of the show in the
Yeah,
background?
just leave it in the background.
That'll just keep playing.
Leave it in the
Yeah.
background. Well,
For the whole show. I will turn it off. I'll turn it off because we got John's clips. What am I kicking off with here, John? 'Cause you've got some-
would you rather hear now? John was Sal on the show today in some capacity? I was reading the mockery
Howard
thread.
was
And
talking to him.
I'll play the Kiss stuff because I got more with Sal and Kiss. Sal apparently, remember he had kissed at his kid's birthday party instead of like
Yes.
SpongeBob. So there's some good stuff with that because Howard.
Cleaning out the computer.
You mocketeers in the mockery thread brought up that Jon Stewart thing with Sal, so I went and got that. That's an interesting thing. With Sal insults Jon Stewart in the green room.
All right, we'll
And-
kick off with that.
Sal was right though.
Oh yeah, I mean regardless of whether he's.
right.
Oh, that was a great bit though with Sal saying that to him, and Artie kicked.
But you
his
know
ass
Howard
on
agrees
that.
with him too. Howard's jealous of Jon Stewart. He's beloved. Howard's always talking about how Jon Stewart is the best press all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Not
he
only
agrees
is he
with him.
beloved, but he was able to walk away with tons of marbles and just walk away and still be respected.
And still be
people
fairly
find out.
young too, Dennis.
Yep.
He's still
Yep.
I think he turned 60, believe it or not.
Yeah, so I mean that's
Yep.
still younger than Howard.
No, I know, but he retired years ago.
Yeah, he did. What, 5 years now?
and the
More?
Daily Show still isn't.
No, it's almost like
stable.
going on 10, man.
Holy
Yep.
shit!
Has it been 10 years?
Really?
Jesus.
Feels like it was
It's
just a
been
couple of
5.
years ago. God, yeah.
Wow, is it going on a decade he's been
Yeah,
off
look
the
it up.
Daily Show?
Here
Damn,
we
remember
go.
Craig Kilborn started the Daily Show. I
Yeah?
used to love Kilborn.
Yeah, it was
doing
great
That guy
then.
just fell off the planet.
Where's Sal? We got to straighten that whole thing out.
What's going on with Sal?
Well, we hired Sal for, a little while to help out here, and a bit of a disaster.
What happened?
What happened? Let's straighten some things out. Being serious, okay? I don't know. All right. So I always have Sal come in here during the commercial so he can hear and observe what's going on so he can be part of the show and react to it.
Right.
All right. You got to stop handing me stuff. You got to go through Gary. That's number one. The reason is you
I
come
love
up
the
with good
system,
stuff.
yeah.
but you bring it in at the wrong time. It's like a gangbang in here.
Bon, can you raise the volume a little?
Looks like 8 puppies trying to get on one teat.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the...
I realized also yesterday, without even knowing it, that you might have insulted Jon Stewart once or twice.
Yeah. Do you know? Do you have any idea of that?
Well, I went in the green room. I thought he...
Whoa, stop.
Do I realize that?
Yeah. A, don't go in the green room anymore. Stay away from all the guests. He sits himself down with Jon Stewart.
He chases them around the hall.
Yeah.
And he's running after him, calling him Ben Stiller.
Yeah, he's calling Jon Stewart. Ben Stiller. He said, hey, you were great in what is the movie you told him he's great in?
I said I loved you in Meet the Parents.
Come on, dude. You're smarter than that. The guy's doing my show.
Okay.
Out in the hall doesn't do us any good if you're funny.
In fact, it hurts.
Well, now this guy's a friend of mine.
He was ready to leave, man.
He should have. He stinks.
I
Wow.
know my opinion, but
Yeah, but hold on. I'm being dead serious. I should have had this conversation with you off the air, but everyone's trying to convince me to do it on the air. But I'm going to talk to you off the air. Listen to me. You go in the green room with...
Golf last night?
Meet the Parents
Wow.
was not a good movie. Why would you congratulate someone? It's like, fucking hell.
Here's how Sal thinks, though, guys. Sal thinks he's kissing Howard's ass because Howard all the time. Howard caused this because not only did he hire Sal, but I said this before, he every day talks about how beloved Jon Stewart is and how great press he gets. So Sal's mind, he thinks if I insult Jon Stewart, Howard's going to love it. And secretly, he does love it. It's just that he went about it the wrong way. He wanted him to ambush him in the studio, as he goes on to say.
In the green room, and Jon Stewart's sitting there, and you tell him that his bit on the Emmys sucked.
And he should fire the writers that wrote it.
Yeah. The guy doesn't want to hear it.
He's supposed to come in here.
Yeah. You have no idea. You're setting the guy up for a bummer of a day. Even though you think it bounces off him, it doesn't.
Okay.
Like if I was sitting at Letterman thinking, hey, you know what? I got to look at myself as the funniest guy in the world. Sal Governale comes in and goes, hey, man, you really sucked on the Emmys. You want to fire your writing team. I'm gonna obsess on that.
Okay.
And I'm going to go, I don't want to come here anymore. It's an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, how does he know you're not the head writer?
Yeah, people are attacking me. I mean, it's hard enough being Howard Stern and getting people to come on the show because they think I'm a monster. Now I got Sal.
Who is a monster?
Sal, who actually is a monster.
You know my intentions?
No, they're not or something like that.
Well, with Jon Stewart, when I went in there, I taped it.
Yeah, but I don't want you secretly taping my guests.
Oh, wait a minute. This is...
But he needs to be more. But he went in and told Jon Stewart he sucked on the Emmys.
That's what happened.
And not even on the air.
This is what happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just said to him, I go, John, who did that George Washington flip-flop bit on the Emmys?
Right.
And he goes, blah, 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 blah. I go, you should fire those guys. That sucks.
And it did.
Sal, I agree with you. The bits that you're not, I'm not sure if you're getting this.
I understand.
It's not, who needs you setting the guy up right before he comes in here telling him he's not funny and he should fire his people?
You know what? Here's the rule.
What good does that do?
Here's the rule.
If you had said to Gary, I want to go in on the air and tell Jon Stewart that bit
So,
on the Emmys was
so
not
basically,
He wanted him to go in the studio and ambush him. Howard
right?
just
But
admitted it.
and he screwed up by going in beforehand and doing it. But now Howard is killing two birds with one stone. He's filling up a lot of airtime because he was even back then doing that. And also now he gets to look like the hero because that Sal did this on his own, which he didn't. Sal was told to ambush him.
Well, he kind of pulled the same move with AJ Benza and John.
Yep.
Howard put John on to insult AJ. AJ comes in and blames John. Howard's the one who put him up on the screen. Howard told him to do it, and AJ slaps John. Slap Howard. That's where it comes from. And then Howard backs off and goes, I don't know what's going on. He does it all the time. That's his Artie and Teddy, Sal and Artie, all those fights. All those fights, he backs away from it. And Robin's like, what the fuck is going on?
He pulls the pin, throws a grenade, and walks away.
Yes.
That's literally what he's doing with this.
Is there more on this, John? Do you want me to do
No,
one?
that's good. I mean, that was the second one, right?
Yep.
No, we can move on to the next one. What's interesting about that time, if you guys remember, 2004, their guests were so bad at a certain point. They had to have a charity contest to book celebrities. So that's when they had on like Ben Affleck and Marissa Tomei and Dustin Hoffman. So Howard's actually very worried that it's going to hurt his guest booking. Because this is word's going to go around and public's going to go, nah, you're going to get ambushed and told you suck in the green room. Don't do their show. They had a really hard time with guests in that particular little time period. Let's go to. You want to do hair, or you want to? Let's start with just another plastic surgery aside, because this is just Howard blatantly lying about all things plastic surgery before he was forced to admit it.
Oh, that's
Howard
a video
lies
too.
through his. Yeah, it's a little video. It's like
All right.
5 seconds.
Hold on. I'll just load it up. Here we go. Howard lies through about plastic surgery. Is this with Artie? Oh, this was the
this
first
is a press
show.
conference.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll turn this down because I'm sure it'll be cranking. Here we go.
That's not my question.
It's almost like a baby shit brown. It looks really great. Yes.
Now,
what's your follow-up question?
Well, no, that's my question is I'm going to be covering you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I have covered you for years and years.
Okay.
I'm going to be totally objective. Now, we've been talking about whether you're married, whether you're not married. I got one question. My first question.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Yes.
Did you get a nose job?
No, a nose job.
You
Look at
really
the size of my
should. It looks
nose.
smaller.
It looks
For some-
smaller. Well,
It does.
maybe I got one of the revelations is plastic surgery.
That's
It could be
true.
me.
That's
it could
what
be
I'm
me.
thinking, and I'm thinking it's you. But
Okay.
I'm going to shut up now.
That wasn't a question. That was a statement.
All right,
Penny.
All right, that was a statement. Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
All right, when I know you got married. I do know you got married.
So they're keeping it a secret?
In 1980.
Robin, wow.
What do you got? What was the date of their secret marriage at Castle Gayskull? Not the one in the city with Chevy Chase and everything.
It was
When do you
earlier
suppo-
than that one in the city. It was.
I think it was. I think it predated it by a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Penny Crone's talking about.
Yeah, it was definitely before he went to Sirius.
Yep.
Because and the best of all though, that is scraped. I mean, they must have used metal detectors on people coming in to make sure they couldn't take pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my
Let's talk
God!
about the cell phone collection now.
But even then, there was like, say it was in 2005.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably took every cell phone. They probably took every camera. I mean, they probably had him sign a non-disclosure. I mean, an NDA to go to a wedding.
Oh, totally.
112%.
You want to go to
That-
painting now? Jim?
Yeah. So this speaks to what Dennis said about the hair and all the hair coloring. It's all this next all this stuff is hair stuff. So this
Nice.
is
Tony Coburn.
Tony Coburn.
painting.
Ah,
During
Tony.
the commercial, I looked over at Artie, and he was covered in black war paint.
Yeah.
And again, it's because every day Tony puts black paint on his bald spot, so we won't offend you on the E! show.
Yeah.
But I guess Artie scratches it, and there's these big black blotches all over his forehead of ink.
Why can't he keep his hands out of his hair? What's going on?
You know what? Tony used to paint in my part of my hair, and I had her stop because what happens is for some reason it itches, and you start scratching your head.
You itch.
And I was walking around with black fingernails all day. Like I looked like I never washed.
Like you were a mechanic or something.
So I said to Artie, why don't you use that spray-on hair? I was not making a joke. I mean, that stuff they use on TV is spray-on hair.
Does that not leave residue?
I don't know. But Artie said to me he doesn't even care.
I really don't. You know, I used to, when I was on Mad TV, I was just starting to get bald, and they used that spray stuff.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to wash out of my hair. But back then I really cared. I guess I did, because I'm still in my 20s.
Right.
Now I really don't care if people know that I'm bald. I mean, everyone knows I'm bald anyway.
Artie's got a full head of hair in the front, just a big yarmulke of bald spot.
Right, it's like a landing.
Why did Howard need it
Artie.
painted, a part? Howard said he needed a part in his hair painted, and then he got it all over him as well.
That's
Why
right.
would Howard need that?
Because he's bald. I mean, you know, that was the old hair system that didn't work really well. That had that weird
That's right.
part.
That's
right
right.
here. It was
that
just a
was bothering
weird-
him so much, Dennis, that he brought Tony in to. That's when the hair system started. That's
and
right.
the thing is, the part was so unnatural because there was no roots there. It was just this piece of scalp.
Yes,
That's like a smoking gun, guys.
Oh
John,
God,
you've
he's
just-
so
you've
vain.
Just got the smoking
Oh,
gun.
totally. Right. I mean, I think Gary Puppet worked with me on that. Like he was looking for it, and I remember. I don't know. Maybe it was me, but I
Well,
definitely remember getting
let's
that.
not forget the Busey fight, where you see that.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yarmulke
yeah.
sewn into his scalp.
Pulls,
it's like
pulls
perfectly
his hair off.
round. You ever seen that at this point? But I mean,
Yes.
after that, how can he have the audacity to say he has his own hair? Come on.
But he just admitted to coloring it.
Yeah.
Even if he's trying to back away from it, there's no question.
It's a fucking joke.
Right?
There's so much evidence at this point.
It's,
Give me a
exactly.
break.
Exactly. It's like exactly. It's like Murdoch.
Yeah, and it really doesn't look great, but, I mean, how many people see it anyway?
First of all, it looks ridiculous because maybe your bald spot's covered, but your whole face is covered in, like, black newspaper ink.
He knows way too much about this.
Yeah, he does.
He knows way too much about. He knows what's happening before.
Yeah.
Good enough, Bond. Good enough.
Wow.
But
Okay,
he's
I
so
just gotta
knowledgeable
play that
about this
bit
whole
again.
thing. He knows about the spray. He knows about
Yeah,
Xavier's
I've gotta
stories
I'm
about
gonna play it
AGT
again.
and yeah.
Can't he keep his hands out of his hair?
For some reason, it itches, and you start scratching.
Here he goes.
What happens is, for some reason, it itches in my part of my hair. You know what? Tony used to paint in my part. Tony used to paint in my part of my hair, and I had to stop because what happens is, for some reason, it itches, and you start scratching your head.
Wow, that is weird. That's
Right?
have you ever heard of someone
Why would you need that?
needing some kind of paint, darkness?
Yeah, okay.
Take
With
the
his own
most
natural
vain
hair.
person you
That's
know.
back
Who
in the
would
day
do
when they
that?
had those spray-on hair commercials. Remember those?
But he's
infomercials?
getting
Yeah.
top of the line shit. He ain't getting what you know.
No. He's not getting
No,
stuff
actually,
out of
no, 'cause,
writing.
Gym teacher's getting.
There's a famous podcaster. I won't mention names. They were using that same exact shit on him for years.
What a
Which,
Fear Factor?
I won't say who. But,
I DVR'd Fear Factor, by the way.
yeah, well,
it's good.
I'm just saying.
All right, Dr. Bowman now.
Yes.
Dr. Bowman grills
That's
Howard
the hair
about
guy,
his
yes.
hair. The
So
hair guy.
so he was on as a guest about like beard transplants, and he just flipped it on Howard. He just decided to ask Howard about his hair, and it really threw him for a loop. Dr. Bauman won, if you see it.
Gotcha.
Hair on your head?
Except the hair on your head. You got to keep that. That's like key.
No doubt about that, Howard. Well, now, what about that hair on your head?
What about it?
Well, I mean, you know, it's been amazingly thick and full. What's your secret?
My grandfather, my grandpa Sal had full like black hair. He used to slick it back till he was, and I looked just like him. And he had full jet black hair till he was in his 80s, and then when he got like 90 something, it turned gray. So, and he had big thick head of hair, and I think I got lucky. That's my
Yeah,
mom's
I mean,
dad.
look how dark it is. It's amazing. But your dad had some hair loss, though, right?
My dad's bald. I always just figured I'd be bald.
Uh-huh.
But it has nothing to do with the dad. Suppose someone told me it's your mother's father.
Well, it can come from both sides of the family, you know? I mean, it's not just the
Yeah,
mom.
your dad is in there too.
I don't know, but I thank God for my head of hair. It's just so great because I got such a fucked up face. It's great.
Yeah, you know, it frames it, right? You always kind of wear it down, framing the face,
What do we do? Put it up in a bun?
He wants to change his ethics. So.
What do you mean? I know how I wear my hair.
Good Lord.
I'll go to
Good
2.
Lord.
Right, he goes on.
Yep.
Please, thank you.
Your hair is, you know, a cause for a lot of debate here, Howard.
Where?
Well, you know, there's some questions about, gosh, it's so thick and full. You know, how does he keep it that way?
Well, what's the debate?
Well, the debate is if it's real or not, you know.
Oh, yeah. People write me all the time and said, you must wear a wig. Oh, please. But,
And, you know, well, you can understand that, right? Because you have, like, a private hairstylist that travels with you, right?
I mean, I don't have when we do America's Got Talent, it's not private. She works for a lot of people.
We see her all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's what they do in show business. They have a hair and makeup person that dials you up. We all have it. The only person on America's
not
Got
on radio,
Talent
you
doesn't
don't.
have He's got a makeup person, but he doesn't have his hair.
Not 24 hours.
Well, he doesn't have any hair to worry about except that little patch under his, under his lip there, right?
Soul patch.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Bauman, let me get back on topic.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay, so Bond.
Let me just
Yo.
Thank you. I'm sorry. That was very quick of you to stop.
You're cool. You're cool.
So it spills over to the wrap-up show, and Gary and John Hine have to do damage control on this. And then Ralph calls in, who I'm 100% sure is 100% involved in the hair system with Tony. He ain't just a stylist. He is totally. So Ralph takes this personally, and he calls in, and the callers get involved. And there's a caller who calls in and say he challenged Howard to come in. This has happened a few times. I want a follicle of his hair so we can test it if it's real, and Gary backs out of that too. So these are wrap-up shows.
Oh, fuck, that's great.
The wrap-up show can be better than the real show.
We put the guy on as a phone call because we thought it would be interesting to find out, ask him some questions and find out how it's done, who needs it. You know, we thought it was a short thing. I thought Dr. Bauman made the quintessential mistake of thinking we booked him as a comedian rather than as a beard specialist.
I am with you 100%. If you've got the knowledge, that's why you're on the show. And your fun personality should be there, but it should be secondary to you giving the information that Howard is looking for.
It should also be organic. You shouldn't be crowbarring in jokes.
Right. Not a good move if you're coming on as a doctor.
I thought actually it shortened his appearance. I thought Howard got annoyed by him.
It definitely did. And the other thing he got annoyed by was him asking Howard about his hair, because everybody asked Howard about his hair. He's answered it 1,000 times, and Howard seemed to get a little bit annoyed by him pressing him on it a bit.
Yeah, I know. It's sort of weird. I mean, I even like looking at Howard's hair. Somebody's like, Howard, does Howard color his hair? And I know that he doesn't color it. I know that. Listen, this I know for a fact. That is 100%. I can swear on the life of my kids. I've been with Howard for 30 years. I would know if his hair was thinning. That's 100% his hair.
People find it so hard to believe.
Well, because he has so much of it.
That he has such a thick head of hair, and it's so dark that, his grandfather, he said this 1,000 times, until he was 70 years old, had a full head of hair like that, and then it went gray, but he still didn't lose his hair. Now, his father lost his hair, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because a lot of times it comes from your mother's side.
Ass lickers, man.
Hein, he's going as fast as he can.
She's not coloring his hair because I'm not with him every moment of every day, but I've worked with her for a long time. I know for a fact that is actually his hair. He would to hide that from us. I don't know how he could hide that from us. That he made some transition to a wig.
I don't think he could. I don't think he could.
Yep.
Baba Booey was the first guy to publicly question his hair.
Well, that was a clip we played. That was scrubbed from the original audio. That's the one we had.
Yeah.
We've heard it a million times. I was gonna bring it in.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like a little reminder, like for him to say, "Oh, I know it's for real." Well, dude, you were the first guy that brought it up.
Yep, that's right. And now he's doing damage control. This is 8 years after that too.
Wow.
I don't think it's possible.
And hide it from his hairdresser too.
Craig in Connecticut.
The hairdresser, he's got payroll.
Listen to this.
I can't believe you guys actually took my call. Gary, when can I come down and get the clipping of Howard's hair?
What do you mean?
Oh, this is
Howard
that guy
that get a clipping of his hair with the bet, and you guys are a bunch of pussies. And Howard's a fucking liar.
I don't think Howard's a liar. I don't know. This is what I would do if it were me. The last thing I would want you to have in your possession is a piece of my DNA.
No, I don't care.
Wouldn't
We're
be
gonna
his.
turn it over to the DNA.
Yeah, I don't know who you're going to turn it over to. That's the problem.
Turn it over to the same. Oh, fuck you.
What?
Yeah, this guy always gets like this every time we make the mistake of putting him on the air.
The guy freaks me out. I wouldn't turn over my hair or DNA to a guy like that.
I don't even want to have him up here. Exactly. Can I ask you a doctor question, you guys?
And this is ridiculous with Howard. And
Ralph.
I know
Here's Ralph, guys.
King, this will be
Okay,
great.
Trying to
this
get
is
his
Ralph.
vote. I mean, if anybody knew if he had a hairpiece or anything like that, I would know about it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, here's a guy who tells you, he's got a small dick, he does this, he jerks off.
Right.
Why would he lie about his hair? I mean, he even admitted to having it was work done years ago. So, and he doesn't color his hair either. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous that he would lie. That's the thing he's going to pick to lie about?
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
Ralph, I totally
One thing
agree
he's
with you.
famous for.
I echo everything you say. The only thing I would say is why people get like that and ask about Howard is because it is funny. People will tell you a lot, but they do lie about the hairpiece.
Yes, they do.
But it's so obvious when they lie about it.
Yeah.
Like Howard.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, he doesn't do it. I swear on the life of my mother's dog, he doesn't do it.
My mother's dog.
Sorry about your dog, man.
I'm sorry to remember Amber. Yeah, I'm joking, but it's awful. And I don't have to
That's
tell you
it, Bob.
awful. And I don't have to tell you.
I love
Anytime
Ralph.
these lying shitbags.
His logic is like saying, "Well, Pamela Anderson had big tits. You think they'd be fake?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're a
Implants
fucking
is the other
idiot.
thing.
Well,
And
he's on the
Ralph's covering his
payroll.
own. Yeah, he's covering his own ass because he's part of this whole hair system.
It's
cabal, I should say, and it makes him look horrible because everyone thinks it's fake. He's like Bauman just said, all of the internet thinks it's fake, and
Well,
it makes Ralph look like shit.
It wouldn't have been a problem if they pulled the strand of that hair because it would have shown up as him being an Indian woman in her mid-30s.
It would have said property of Lego.
Oh my god. The next one, Johnny, is
Bauman goes on Spencer Coburn's show and recaps this call with Spencer. Spencer Coburn's the guy who Howard had fired, who was going to have him from the L.A. K-Rock, for having a hair show, and a caller called in about Howard's hair. So he had a hair show, and Bauman came in to recap this. And
Bauman's pretty good on the
I like
on
him.
the
I know.
phone.
He was on our show
He's-
once. We had a hair show with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was that?
God, 2018, 17?
Oh, I'm gonna...
Him and Chauncey.
Everybody's been on Radio Gunk at this point.
Yeah, they
like
have.
literally.
Mutt.
Literally
Okay,
everybody.
Here we go.
He was flustered. He didn't even know how to react to you.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, my heart was racing just listening to that again. Actually,
Well, you know, it was interesting. First of all, you did a great job, and I thought it took a lot of balls to even present that line of questioning the way that you did. You did a great job.
well, it's on everybody's mind. It was on my mind. I mean, how could I get on the show? How could I be on the show and not ask about that?
Well, I think it would be a disservice to hair loss sufferers around the world who listen to Howard, throughout the country and of course online. And obviously, that is a question in everybody's mind. I prefer not even to voice my opinion about it. Who wants to go there? If you're that sensitive about your hair, whether he has hair loss or not, obviously there was a chord that was struck. So apparently he was very, very upset. And I got to tell you, this is over 10 years ago. I think you got him even more upset, Doc.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, he did not recover well from that. He went home. When was it? Tuesday. He went home Tuesday, and he probably bugged his wife or his girlfriend. Is he married? Or his girlfriend about asking her a million times, "Does my hair look fake?"
No.
Spot on. He said that.
Gosh, I don't know.
Not
I mean,
Beefus.
I could certainly imagine, what he was dealing with. I mean, you remember my dad wore a hairpiece for many, many years, and I remember him struggling with it. And
yeah, but I want to make it clear that I'm not saying that Howard Stern is wearing a hairpiece, but that is what
know.
that is what people
I don't
think.
know either.
Right. That is what people think.
At the photos,
Experts in the field have said that they believe that Howard's hair is not his own.
Oh, I love it how they're analyzing it so intensely.
The whole show. It was 2 hours of that. It was 2 hours of that.
That's it.
Fine.
Great clips, John.
Thank you very
Fine,
much.
if you
Yo,
want,
Denny.
share what I pulled up, because
Oh, let's
this
do
this
that.
you can see in this. This is what we were talking about, the paint. This is
Oh,
when he
wow.
had
Oh,
that
God.
weird part.
Oh, wow.
And
There
look
it
at
is.
in that center.
Look at this,
That-
guys.
That does not look even remotely natural. Everything about that looks like fake.
There's nothing.
It looks even faker then, if that's
And
possible.
what the
Now,
hell?
What were we thinking back then that
I
we
have
didn't
no
catch
idea.
on to this? Look at this.
And if you look at him now, he has tight curls, tighter than mine.
Yep.
And the thing is, my hair always was like this. When I was 10, when I was 30, when I'm 50, my hair always looked like this. His hair went from being flat like that to tighter than mine.
That's right.
That's impossible. It does not happen.
It looks like there's two yaks fucking on his head.
I mean, but that
You
paint in the
can
middle, you can see the
that.
paint.
Yeah, the black.
So
and
bad.
It goes right down to the left. Look at
It's
the left
it's very
tendril.
Gene Simmons, speaking of
Rockstar
which,
hair.
right?
That's right.
Rockstar hair.
It's very Gene
Until you
Simmons.
meet fucking Rockstar in real life, and you're like, they all have wigs
They
on.
ain't Rockstar.
I know. Steven
Dude,
Tyler, Joe
I used
Perry.
I used to see Gene Simmons at Comic-Con all the time, and that dude's hair is funky, dude.
Yes.
I don't
It's
think
like-
that's his.
It's like he got a mop and then dyed it black.
Yep.
It's not even. He's not even pretending it's fucking real.
It's scary.
All right.
Wow. Holy crap.
Good stuff.
What
And look
a
at that
show.
penis
There's,
nose,
there's
man.
more where that came from.
Once you see the penis nose, you can never
Yeah,
unsee it.
That's right.
That penis
right.
nose is, and he never fixed it. It's just the penis nose.
And the hiding those little eyes behind those
Yep.
beady
Darting.
Yeah,
He's a
crazy
cool guy
eyes.
though with those
Yeah.
glasses.
Crazy
Yeah.
eyes is
That's
Howard
our
TV
hair.
calls them.
Rockstar hair.
How could Beth ever say no to that?
That's
Sorry,
so
ladies.
sexy.
He's
Ladies.
He's,
Yeah, exactly. He's taken.
he's so lucky he's rich, dude.
Oh
He
God,
is.
I know.
Yeah,
My dream reality show is to take the money away from him. Just watch him squirm. Give me 2 years of him.
Oh, bro, he'd
being
be in fetal
bankrupt.
position the whole time.
Oh my God, I would love that.
He'd kill
That's my
himself. He'd kill
Not-
himself.
it would
Yeah.
kill himself.
Yeah.
All right,
We're
guys,
done.
we good? We good?
Well,
Thank
I
you,
hope,
chat, for all your brilliance and comments.
Yes,
We
thank
wish
you.
we could read and post them all, but it's just not possible. Can on the
And,
Deppening, though.
Yes, he can. And there's a link in the description to Casey Armstrong's channel.
Yes.
And he would appreciate everyone
Yes.
checking that out. He's had a hard
Resubscribe.
week. We were very disappointed, but we sorted it out, and thank God for that.
Yay.
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 You know what? You know what? We should play, because some people come in late. Can you play the intro one more time for people that didn't see
You
it?
can end with it. I would end with it.
Yeah, let's end with it, dude.
Yeah,
Let's end with it.
Bob.
Let's outro with the intro.
Yeah, outro with the intro.
Why not?
Outro with the intro.
Casey
Thank you
Armstrong
guys.
one.
Like and subscribe. You guys are
Great.
awesome.
So,
love you,
more
chat.
focus on me. Thanks.
And
Good night.
Okay,
Steven Seagal hair. Which is
by the way,
Sim.
Bond, do you have a new calendar tomorrow?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
the
I do. I was
Yes,
very
okay,
glad
cool,
it wasn't due today because I've been doing the KC
No,
stuff. But yeah, let's end
Darn.
with that.
Well, you're already in March. We're still in February.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we-
yeah.
Yeah, we gotta catch up to you.
Mulch madness. Is he
All
got it?
right.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm
Presentation's
saying,
killing me at
so
this
good
point.
night, guys.
Good night, all.
The
Bona
show
Sara.
who's the guest tomorrow?
I want to feel the sun.
on
Kiss.
Howard's
I wanna
Kiss.
bother
Oh well,
you.
that's gonna be pretty funny. So
I got some good clips of that.
No, it won't be. It's gonna be awful.
Okay, see you later, guys. Take care. Bye.
What the hell is that? I don't know. Maybe it's just the universe's way of letting you know that my YouTube channel's back up. Here's my channel trailer.
I give you a 9.
Our pal Casey Armstrong.
Oh, wow. Everybody, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Casey Armstrong. Dude, I'm so happy to be here. Yeah.
For my buddy Casey Armstrong.
He can't be with me.
Okay. Okay.